What is up, all my dorks, nerds, geeks, and gamers? It's your host, Ghost here. And today we're going to be checking out a gameplay update on Timesplitters Rewind. It's from another smaller YouTuber that I found that is working on the game, apparently. So we're going to check that out, see what he has to say about it, listen to it, and talk about it ourselves, see what we can see. Alright, here we go, guys.
Hello everyone, welcome to this update video. This is,
Hello.
This has been a long time coming. So, I'm going to tell you right now, this is not going to be as formal as what you're used to. It's also going to exist,
Makes sense.
which you may not be quite used to that either.
Yeah, we're not used to that either with the Timesplitters Rewind,
I want to mention
apparently.
right now that the build you are about to see has been worked on since October last year. I would also like to mention that this build has only been worked on by one person for the most part. So before we start getting into the specifics and what's going to be done in the future, etc., etc., you shall get a taste of what's been worked on so far. How about some Siberia? Welcome
Siberia, one of the best levels in Timesplitters 2.
A ripped version of it. This map and the weapon models you see are ripped directly from Timesplitters 2.
Love Timesplitters, love the gameplay.
As placeholders. You will not see these models
it looks really good.
The final release of the game.
So these are just placeholder models, which
as you can
they look
see,
fine
the
to me for being placeholders.
Pretty much like it should. They patrol around the map. They react to friendly deaths. They react to gunfire.
Looks good so far.
And on top of that, the cameras also work.
Oh, I love Timesplitters,
In a minute, you'll also see me trigger one of these cameras and see me get attacked by
the
two
stealth
guys.
Mechanics are so good.
That's not how you're supposed to play. For those of you familiar with how the map is laid out, you'll know that a few enemies spawn in,
Timesplitters 3, then Timesplitters 2 are my two favorite Timesplitters games. The original's pretty good, but didn't have the same design narratively, so it was a little weird for me.
Timed mines, it's just using the pistol animation. You'll notice later in the video the exact same thing with just about any other weapon which doesn't have an animation.
Okay, so they still need to work on animations. But so far, the rip level designs look really well.
First-person animations for the guns, as we will be using updated HD models, which will have a far more elaborate reloading animation.
So I'm expecting to not see this game in another 5 years.
More on that later.
Still, even though it's been about 5 years, they've been working on it. But as he says, the dev team is very small. It's a fan-made game with permission from the developers,
where we have our first
and it will be, it seems, online only.
But first,
at least at launch is what it seems like.
Turret and have a little look-see at how we can deal with this guard here.
Nice. That's what I love about Timesplitters, being able to take over the turrets and the cameras. Very nice.
So yes,
definitely am looking forward to this game, though.
Data disc. All hell.
Alright, here come the zombies. Yep. I remember the zombies, you have to knock their head off to kill them.
Body shots, but the ideal method is by knocking their heads off.
Yep. Timesplitters fashion right there.
Obviously, this will play a big part in Behead the Undead later on.
Very nice. So it looks like you're going to be getting the campaigns released periodically. Hopefully they do Timesplitters 1 first, then 2, then 3. But they could be doing 2 first, then 3, then 1, but we'll see. But so far, what I'm seeing, it looks like a very well done HD remake or remaster.
And how it should be accomplished. And for the most part, it's done its job.
Flamethrower looks good.
Of course, there are a couple.
I'm really liking the effects on it.
First, before delving deep into these mechanics and how they function. And I think we should have a little preview of the arcade mode.
Yeah, let's see arcade a little bit.
I'm not going to be going too deep into this right now, so let's just have a little montage play.
Alright, sounds good. Let's see what we got for... Okay. So arcade mode feels very much like the original did, which is awesome. And that's another thing about Timesplitters, is the height difference in characters. Most first-person shooters keep it a standard height. But if you're playing as a smaller character, your point of perception will be different. If you're playing as a larger character, your point of perception will also be different. So it's very cool. I always love that design about Timesplitters. And the guns. The crazy guns. You got the RPGs, the laser guns, everything. shotguns, the crazy wacky characters. Everything about Timesplitters is amazing. So Virus, I love Virus. This is the first game that did create the Virus game mode. Sorry COD, you did not do that. It was Timesplitters, so... But yeah, arcade looks great. Looks like it'll be a good time. I believe it's 14 players, 12 to 14 players. Just like it always was on the GameCube and the PlayStation 2. Bricks still seem like a very viable weapon, which is awesome. Dual wielding still looks just as great. I saw the flare gun in there. Very cool. Capture the bag mode. Awesome game mode for Timesplitters. It was always fun. Capture the bag. Virus right here. Now he's infected. This is arcade mode. Just score, team deathmatch. Oh, they just destroyed that duck. I know you're thinking the shooting looks a little outdated. It's not. It feels very well. When you actually play the game, the shooting feels very, very well. Especially on the GameCube. If you played Timesplitters on the GameCube, that was my preferred method of Timesplitters. Very nice. It definitely looks and feels the way I want it to look and feel for this remaster. Good. Looks very good. I see a little bit of work they need to do on the guns and the animations, but other than that, it's almost ready. Like, it's getting there. It's getting pretty good.
So that little montage was put together to showcase that just about every game mode is in. The few exceptions are some of the exclusive ones to Timesplitters 1.
Shrink,
and
Gladiator, Zones, Monkey Assistant.
A couple I didn't show are Flame Tag,
Very nice.
Knockout, and Bag Tag. Last Stand and Escort are currently not implemented, and Assault has no implementation in terms of levels, but the functionality is there. Now, before you ask, yes, all of the characters you saw me fighting in that video were bots. So yes, there are bots. But also before you ask, yes, this does work with multiplayer. There's still quite a bit to do, but in terms of a feature-complete
story mode also works with multiplayer.
Game,
all objectives in the admin network, meaning story co-op online, which is cool.
Any online API, we're currently using a direct connection, so
yeah, they just don't have the server set up yet
host's IP,
to
and there's also currently no dedicated
launch the online service yet, but they are working on it.
Admin isn't there,
very small team, once again, a lot of work to do.
Or change game modes. We're going to figure out a way to deal with this at some point, but for now, it requires a host.
Probably a voting system of some kind is what they're saying.
In terms of game mode customization, all of the customization options that were in Timesplitters 2 and 3 are there. You can customize the bot sets, the weapon sets, you can set your score, set your time limit, etc.
Oh, very nice.
And we're not limiting ourselves to what were in the original games. We can definitely add more over time. So next we're going to take a brief look at Challenge Mode, just to showcase that the implementation for it is there. I will be playing Behead the Undead, or at least a very simplified version of it. No actual
challenge mode is basically you have a set thing to do, like shoot off their heads or arms or something.
I did pretty well,
and you build your points to see how high of a percentage you can get, leading to gold, platinum, or bronze rewards, respectively. So
I'm probably going to need to die. I don't have much to say here. I'll just let the gameplay speak for itself.
So yeah, objective is to shoot off the zombies' heads and get points. And that's kind of what challenge mode is. But yeah, it works just like it should. The map needs work, but other than that, like he said, it's working and functioning the way it should. And that's a good sign for this game to come out sometime relatively soon.
So as soon as you exit the area which you are placed into inside of Behead the Undead, you will have 3 seconds to get back into that area before you are killed. Not a great score, but it's there. And pretty much the implementation for glass smashing and cardboard cutout shootout is also in. Granted, they are not currently in a state where I can show it, so you're just going to have to take my word for it.
So they're still working on those.
Before moving on to art, we will now rapid fire through all of the additional features which require a bit of extra explanation. If set on fire, you can use a fire extinguisher on yourself by pointing it at the ground like you can in Timesplitters 2.
Okay, so that's how it worked in the original.
On fire. You can stick mines onto people and essentially ensure their death.
That's one of the favorite things to do in Timesplitters.
Remove it. There is a dedicated
tossing mines on people's faces. It was always great because it would show up on your screen.
The two grenade types you can get is a basic grenade, which just explodes, and then the sticky plasma grenade. Dual-wielding weapons in this game works exactly how it does in the original trilogy.
Perfect.
Each gun has
That's exactly how I keep
pool,
it.
Meaning you can effectively reload one while still shooting the other.
Yep.
Rather than having to switch fire mode for the remote mine when throwing it, you can simply just press the secondary fire key and the mines will explode automatically. This was done for balancing purposes, and when the model for the time mine is complete, you will see an extra hand holding a detonator whenever you have mines to blow up. Like in Timesplitters 2, cameras tend to have a control panel which you can use to see through them. However, you cannot control them like you could the gun turret in Siberia, but you can turn them off. There are four common AI types, and those are passive AI, AI that when they see you, they will be alerted, AI that automatically attacks you in Attack AI, AI that take cover and throw grenades, and AI that patrol around and work like passive AI.
So some different types of AI to keep it interesting.
Are inside of the game as animated sequences that can be played during gameplay. This will be very useful inside of Future Perfect's campaign, where a lot of animated cutscenes happen during gameplay.
Future Perfect was a great story, had a lot of cool moments.
Implementation of Timesplitters 1 zombies are also in. These zombies do not die unless you shoot them in the head. Body shots will just knock them down and they'll get back up immediately. These zombies can also wield weapons, which if you do knock them down instead of shooting their head off,
Timesplitters 1 zombies did wield weapons.
At this moment in time, explosions linger rather than dealing one wave of damage, meaning you could walk into an explosion after it's just happened and still kill yourself. This may change. Zombie AI and animations for the Future Perfect variant are in very early stages but currently underway. The OG Timesplitters are implemented.
Oh, the original Timesplitter. Very nice.
Okay, that was a lot. And there's still plenty of stuff to talk about, but
that's the Timesplitters 3 Timesplitter right there.
Next, keeping in tradition with our usual updates, we will be showing what the art team has been up to.
2 one.
Of course, as a warning, the art team and the team in general has downsized significantly since the last update.
Okay, unfortunately.
So don't be expecting too much. I'll use this as an opportunity to talk about the game plan.
Gretel 2.
As you know, Timesplitters Rewind is a remake of all 3 Timesplitters games in HD, and as proven by our lack of updates recently, this has not been an easy undertaking. This is all due to a lack of direction caused by the sheer scale of this project.
One of my awesomest favorite characters
entirely
to play in
opposite
arcade.
ends of the series. One person working on Timesplitters 1 levels, while another person worked on Timesplitters Future Perfect weapons. In order to combat this with our admittedly smaller team, we've decided on a new direction and have made plans for releases. Overall, the plan is to work on the games chronologically, starting with Timesplitters 1, and then release levels sequentially as updates along with their respective characters and weapons. We will continue doing this until
sequentially with new updates, characters, weapons.
With that game. This way we can get updates out in a timely manner and have something playable to give you guys. If by some chance something happens that stops us from developing the project, then at least you'll still have that playable build, and not all of our work will have been in
so they are making progress, it's just taking a long time.
Concerning behind the scenes development. But before leaving, I will state our team is very small, and due to the lack of dedicated level designers, we're not too sure when these releases will begin. If you have experience in that field and would like to help out, feel free to shoot us a message.
Any fans out there willing to work on Timesplitters Rewind, they're looking for help. I'm not skilled enough to do it.
Level designers is an obvious one alongside weapon and character modelers, but we'd also like someone to help us with balancing and designing the game. In case you didn't know, the series has inconsistent weapon statistics across the 3 games.
This is true.
That's all for the update.
So they need consistent, I guess.
If your interest was solely in the contents of the update itself and not what's been happening behind the scenes, then this is probably the place to turn off the video. Hope you enjoyed it and have a wonderful day.
Alright guys, I think that's going to be the end of the video on this one.
Well, let's get to it.
Let's talk about it. Here we go. That was the Timesplitters Future Perfect, Timesplitters Rewind update, not Future Perfect. As they said, they're working on it really hard. There's only a few developers behind the game itself. Only one showed that video to update people on how it's going, and he's the one that did all the work in that video, so he could talk about it. Like they said, they have a lot of balancing to do, character-wise, gun-wise. They have 3 different games with 3 very different balancing scales for the weapons, and they have to create one consistent balancing scale for all 3 games. And I understand that's going to take a whole lot of time to find out what weapons do, and how much damage they deal out and how they should react in this world and feel the way they did when they first came out with the original games. That's going to be something very hard to do, but I have faith that they're going to do it. The character models look great. Arcade mode looks good. Challenge mode is looking good. All the stuff they showed in that is looking like it's in the right direction. A little bit more work on the models and the weapons, but they said they already are aware of that and they're working on it. So everything they've showed so far, I have faith that Timesplitters Rewind, if and when it comes out, it will be a pretty good game. That's just my opinion. I'm really looking forward to it. I wonder what you guys are looking forward to. Let me know in the comments down below. Actually, let me know in the comments what your favorite Timesplitters game is. Timesplitters 1, Timesplitters 2, or Timesplitters Future Perfect. 'Cause mine is definitely Future Perfect, but I want to know what your guys' are. Like, subscribe, and share. Also hit that notification bell so you're always up to date on the latest videos. And until next time, guys, I've been your host, Ghost.